How is God gonna bless you or me if we still worried about something that happened from 2013? He can't even do nothing new in our lives because we still focus about the past. He like, he waiting on you like, it's time to heal. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Chandrea, and welcome to Healing with Chandrea. Y'all probably like, who is this girl? Where did she come from? Why is she trying to make us heal? What gives her the credentials to tell me how to heal? And I'm finna let y'all know that right now. So let's get straight into the podcast. I'm finna get comfortable. Y'all sit back, just listen and take notes if you want to, or just have a conversation with whoever you're watching this with as I continue to talk. But I'm about to get comfortable and start this podcast. So first and foremost, my name is Chandrea Yvonne. I am from California. I went to Clark Atlanta University and I have a degree in criminal justice and a minor in psychology. But that still does not give me the credentials onto why I need to help people, or I feel like God has called me to start this podcast in order to help other people heal and go through that journey. So when I tell my story, I'm going to try to stay focused. I'm going to try to keep it real and keep it cute. And I'm going to just put a disclaimer out there. This is my story. This is the way I proceed my life. And yeah. I was somebody who thought the way for me to heal was to just remove people out of my life, forget about the problems, and never touch the situation again. Like out of sight, out of mind. It never happened. And that wasn't really the best way for me to quote unquote heal, me looking back at it. Because when somebody else new come in my life, or another situation that reminds me of something that I pushed down, it started to remind me, like, I started to get triggered. I started to hurt people. I started to demand certain things from different people, and I used to hold people to their past so much until I was just like, what is wrong with me? Like I was like, I keep cutting people off. I keep on running to these people that keep on hurting me, quote unquote. That's my that's my version of my life. I would keep on running to people that was hurting me. I couldn't let go of my past, and I was just like, what is it? What is going on here? Like, God, I removed the people. I don't do the same things anymore. I'm trying to learn new ways, this and that. It's like, but what is it? So God was like, oh, you want to know what it is? You just pushed it down, but you never dealt with the trauma, that hurt, that pain, those things that are causing you to be the person you are today. So what he made me do, and when I tell you guys, he had me sit down, like literally sit down, where I wasn't working, I wasn't in communication with nobody, and he literally made me sit down and go from my childhood to now to figure out why am I the way I am. He made me go through past situations that I never wanted to think of again. He made me realize that the pain I caused in certain people, he made me realize my communication wasn't good. He showed me that I needed to do some changes, and he also showed me that yes, those things happened to me in my past, but that doesn't have to determine who I am today. So it was the most painful. When I say painful, y'all, the most painfulest thing I ever had to do was heal. Like literally, not the cute heal that's going around today on social media that's telling us to go get your nails done, take a trip, block that person, block that dude, change your phone number, this and that. That's all good and dandy when you block somebody out your life, or the situation happened, you never think about it again. But once you block the person, you know that pain is still there, right? Let's talk about it. That pain is still there, Bookie. We have to deal with that pain. So I'm gonna be here today for episode 1 to tell us about healing, how to deal with that pain, and how to start our healing journey. Because baby, when I was going through my healing journey, I wish there was somebody there to lead and guide me and show me, like, don't get stuck with your past when you're going through your journey. That was my biggest thing, was getting stuck when another situation came up to me, like, okay, we need to deal with this past trauma. I was getting stuck, like I'm reliving it, and I wasn't. So I just wish I had some guidance or something, or someone to tell me, like, hey, this is how you heal. This is not what you're doing. You're hurting people. You want to grow up a little bit. You want to stay in the past, or this is how we can heal relationships, friendships. Like, I would have probably saved a lot of time and effort in relationships and friendships, and if I would have known that my past trauma that I wasn't dealing with, or my past hurt, was affecting the type of relationships I was getting into, the type of friendships I was getting into, and this type of like attitudes that I was allowing in my life, the type of people that I was allowing around me. So I just wish I had that, but I don't. But now I'm going to give out some tips on me, on how I started my healing journey and what does it actually mean to heal. So I looked up the definition of healing, and healing is the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. Let's say that again. The process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. So society's telling us what healing is normally just forgetting about it and moving forward. But you can't forget about something and move forward without being healthy again or being whole again. So how do you make yourself whole again? And the biggest thing that I realized, the way that I made myself whole again, and I'm still on my healing journey, was understanding that my pain is valid. That was my biggest thing, was being vulnerable with myself and actually acknowledging what has happened to me, actually acknowledging what people have done to me, actually acknowledging what I have done to other people, and actually acknowledging that those situations did have a hold over me and that they were holding me back. And I think that was something like the biggest thing that I ever had to come through, because I always labeled myself as this strong woman. I don't know if you're a girl or guy, but like strong woman or strong guy, that's what we are put into society, is that nothing's supposed to phase us. We're not supposed to have feelings and emotions. So like when things happen to us, we tend to not deal with it. We tend to just don't want to be weak or vulnerable, but like that's where your healing grows, is when you break down, when you have those nights where you're crying, when you have those times when you're sitting back in your past, your future, when you're sitting in the present but looking back at your past, and you're feeling all those pains and those traumas coming up and those things that people have done to you. And a lot of the time when we're trying to become sound or healthy again, we don't even know where the trauma came from. We're out here mad, angry at the world, and we don't even know where the trauma came from. We're blaming our parents, we're blaming our siblings, we're blaming our relationships, we're blaming everybody, but we're also not taking accountability that we are accountable for our own actions, and we are accountable for what happens to us as well. And I mean that. We are definitely accountable what we allow happen to us. So let me break that down. Change behavior, you wouldn't want the same thing. So when you're growing and healing, you wouldn't allow certain people or certain things to be even around you, or certain dynamics you wouldn't get yourself caught into if you're healing and growing. Like your old self wouldn't be in the same predicament you was in 5 years ago if you're learning from the same mistakes. So you can't keep blaming other people or certain things that it's a repeated cycle. But if you're at the place in your healing journey, you will understand people are just who they are, situations are just who they are, but that does not have to waver on who you are. And that you have to understand, you have to build up your strength and your foundation to not keep on stacking new traumas on the past traumas of somebody else or something else that has happened to you. So I'm gonna say my healing process. So this is the next question. It was, what does healing look like to me, and what was my process? Whew. Healing to me is nothing cute. Healing to me is nothing pretty. Healing to me is nothing that's going to happen overnight. For my journey of healing, I'm still healing. I'm going to be healing until God calls me home. For my version of healing, it literally felt like war. It felt like I was at war with my past, and it felt like I was fighting for my future self. So, and I was just sitting, and I just had to keep on sitting with the pain. And every time, like a situation, God will reveal a situation to me that I needed to heal from. In my quiet time with Him, God will reveal a situation that I needed to heal from. Like one situation I had to heal from, and I never knew that it was still affecting me to this day, was a situation from high school where me and my best friend, or my sister at the time, we stopped being friends. And what I did was removed myself from the situation, and I continued on with my life. So I was like, okay, I'm out of sight, out of mind. I don't speak of her. I should be fine. Until God set me down and was like, no, you're not fine. You have never dealt with that pain of how it felt to lose somebody that was your sister, that who you did grow up with, who knew everything about you, who y'all was like this with, and you never dealt with it. So every time a new female is trying to enter your life, a new friend is trying to come into your life, you already have this wall up, like, no, I'm not gonna let you get close to me, because if she can do that, anybody can do it. But I wasn't acknowledging that's where that pain came from until God revealed it to me. And I was like, oh, that's why. So when somebody does, like, say one thing I don't like in the past, or they didn't do something I like, I immediately cut them off, because I'm like, we're not gonna go down this rabbit hole again. So what I had to do was sit with that pain, sit with that trauma, and I had to forgive her, and I had to forgive myself in my quiet time. And then once I was done with that, I'm like, okay, I'm ready, I'm healed. I have nothing else to heal from, right? God said, please, girl, we finna heal from a whole bunch of stuff. Y'all ever been through that? Like when you heal from one thing, you think you done, God throws you something else you got to heal from. You done with that, God brings something else that you got to work through. And I'm just like, God, I'm tired, I'm done. Like, don't give me nothing else I have to heal from, because I'm going to be done with life. And that's where I think why people normally stay the same, is because when you're going through that healing process, you feel like you are in that moment again. Like you're reliving that pain again. And trust me, I know that pain ain't nothing cute. That pain ain't nothing cute. I give it a 0 out of 10. That pain of really sitting there and just realizing like what you went through, realizing the trauma that you actually that you endured. It's like, oh no, I'd rather just sit here, don't think about it, out of sight, out of mind. Trust me, I know. But you have to look at it, the glory on the other side, the healed version of you, the where somebody can bring up the person's name, or somebody can say something to you and you don't get frowned up, you don't get angry. And that's like what kept me going, was I need to be better for myself. I need to be better for my future kids. I need to be better for my family that is around me. Like I'm holding myself back and I'm not unlocking my potential because I'm holding on to past stuff. And it's hard. I know it's hard to let go, but I'm telling you, it's something so beautiful on the other side of just letting go and really trusting in God and moving forward. And I'm still doing that to this day. Don't get me wrong. I still get triggered, but then I just remember like, I can heal, I can grow, I can heal, I can grow, I can heal, I can grow. Because and I take it as when something new is coming into my life that I already know I'm going to have to heal from, I thank God, because that process is pruning me, that process is making me stronger, and that process is growing me into something that I couldn't even imagine. So healing really looked like me sitting down, crying my eyes out. When I say crying my eyes out, I was crying. I was journaling. I was like, don't get me wrong, I started getting mad at my family members all over again. Like, bro, there was no reason why y'all was that mean to me. Like, I was ready to fight them all over again. I was ready to go fight my exes. Like, I'm telling you, this is just the raw truth. I was ready to go fight everybody. I was like, forget them. They never gonna hear from me, this and that. You're never gonna see me again. God was like, so what was the reason of you going through this if you're just gonna still be mad at them? Right. So I was like, I had to get over it, but it was just like it, because it felt so new. It felt so like I felt like I was just a little girl again, just hopeless. And I just felt like I was like that lost young woman who was taken advantage of, or I just felt like I was just going through that pain again, which really caused me to, I could have shut down. I really wanted to shut down. I probably shut down a couple of times during my healing journey, where my family was calling me, friends was calling me, and I was not answering that phone because it was just like, I just went through a lot. All my traumas is just building up, and I'm going through it. So I don't have time to talk to nobody right now, because right now I'm pissed off. Right now I'm hurt again. Right now I have to figure out and let this go so I could really relive this, because I have never sat down to think about any of the pain I went through. So that's one step that was in my healing journey. The next step was me journaling. Anytime I got angry, anytime a thought came up, anytime I remember something from my past, I started journaling. And I say journaling is such a great thing, because journaling, sometimes we say a lot of things, but sometimes we also don't say what we think. So when we can journal it, we don't even think about it. We just be writing. So journaling really helped me with that process of healing. And then also, this was not my favorite. This is not my favorite at all. God had me reach out to certain people to clear the air. Where it was like, you're not, yeah, sometimes you can heal and sometimes you can forgive people without communicating with them, but sometimes that pain be so deep, or sometimes you need to clear the air because you hurt somebody else, that you need to reach out to them. And I was telling God, who? God said, yeah, I need you to call up so-and-so and tell him or her that you sorry for the way you treated them, and that you understand that they was unhealed too, and you're unhealed, but now you're better and this and that. You need to apologize. I said, God, who are you talking to? Because you can't be talking to me. You want me to call somebody who hurt me and apologize? Please. Next caller, I hung up on you. I'm not in the mood. But no, for real. I was really going back and forth with God. Like, I'm not calling them. I'm not reaching out to them. What do I look like calling somebody that hurt me? But he was like, this is a part of the process. This is growing. This is mature. You need to do it. And I was just like, nope. I was like, for 3-4 months, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So I was stagnant in my journey, where he was just, you better call somebody. You better tell them that you're sorry. You better let them know that misunderstandings. You better reveal to them how they hurt you. You better let them know, because they might not even know that they hurt you. I was like, no, they know exactly what they did. Like, I don't gotta tell nobody that they hurt me. God was like, everybody does not know. Your triggers and your boundaries were not clear back then. So how did they know that they hurt you if you don't tell them? And I finally gave in, and it was the most beautifulest conversations I had with 4 people that it broke me, where we was crying and talking on the phone. I think I went to one person in person, and it was just so beautiful to see that I had this much baggage and I didn't even know it, but God knew it. And he was like, you need to call them people. They don't even know they hurt you. You don't even know that you actually need to hear an apology from them. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to get an apology all the time. But he was like, you're going to need an apology for them. And I did. And when I say I feel set free, where I could talk about some of the stuff I went through now and laugh. Or some things that people did to me, I literally laugh, because once I'm like, out of sight, out of mind is a true statement. But it's like, healing and growing ain't gonna stop nothing. Like, I promise you, like, nothing can bother me from my past now. It's just like, okay. Unless somebody, like, it's still in me now. Unless somebody be like, you're delusional, nothing that happened to you, this and that. Okay, Bookie, you're tripping. Like, it happened to me, you're delusional. You're not gonna tell me what happened to me and didn't happen to me. No, it happened to me. And to be honest, most of my relationships with my family only is happening because I went through those traumatic experiences with them. At the time, I did not realize why they was hurting me when I was younger. At the time, I didn't realize why I didn't have an emotional relationship with my mother. At the time, I didn't realize why I didn't have the siblings that I wanted, or how I wanted them to be or treated me. I didn't understand that. But now I see exactly why I had to go through all that pain, all that suffering with them, even with my exes and all that, which just all the stuff I've been through in my past. Now that I sat through it, I kind of realized, like, that's why I had to go through it. Duh. Like, that's why God put you through that stuff, so you could be able to talk about it. That's why you could help somebody else with it. Or you wouldn't understand, or you wouldn't be able to be pruned if you didn't go through that stuff. Like, you just be still sheltered, and you had to go through some stuff to be able to be the woman or man you're going to be today. So when you're feeling like, when you're in the season where you're still asking why, because that's going to come up a lot of times when you're trying to heal, is that why question. Like, why did that happen to me? Why did they treat me like that? Why did I lose this? Why? I was just a child. Like, why me? That question's going to come up so much. But then you're going to be like, why not me? You see what I'm saying? Like, your trajectory of the, like, your perspective, is going to change to, why not me? Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to be angry at me. Of course they're going to do some foul stuff to me. Of course I lost this, or of course this and that happened. You're going to change the mindset, because you're going to be like, because it made me who I am today. At the time when you're going through it, ain't nothing funny about it. Or even when you're going to relive it from their past, ain't nothing funny about it, ain't nothing cute about it. But when you go back to relive it, it's like, oh, I see why you did that, God. You got it. God got it. So how did my healing start? The next question is, how did my healing start? And how did I know it was time for me to heal? To be real, I got sick and tired of myself, y'all. And I'm telling you, when you get sick and tired of yourself, and you get sick and tired of having the same outcome with different people, having the same outcome with different things in life, you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. Okay, it's not always the world is against me, because no, Bookie, something's not right here. Something's not clicking. And I was just like, bro, I'm effing tired. Like, I was like, I am so tired of myself. Like, I am so tired. I just like, it's just me. I'm just isolated and away from everybody. I'm just like, why is that? Why do I push everybody away when people are trying to be cool with me? Like, why am I pushing people away? When my family's trying to love on me now, why am I pushing them away? I'm just like, what is it? I'm like, yo, what is it? So I got tired of myself. I got tired of my excuses, and I got tired of saying everybody's just against me, because at the time that was my truth. Everybody was against me, and that was my realness. I felt like people was just targeting me for no reason. I felt like I was going through life for no reason, like hard times for no reason. But it's like, that's not an excuse. What is your issue? And so that's how it started. And I had to start going through my timeline. I had to sit down and I started writing up every little bad thing or good thing that happens to me since I've been born to now that I remembered. Because I was like, I got to figure out what's going on here. I got to figure out why I act the way I act. I got to figure out why I'm cussing out people and hanging up on people and blocking people and being nasty to people and just being rude to people. Where is this coming from? And that's not even me. I'm like, what is going on? And I realized also with my healing journey that you guys might also realize a little bit is that you're walking in the shoes, or you have a personality that's not even yours. And what do you mean by that? I mean, the labels that you would put on you as a young child that you don't even recognize, either mean, irritated, quiet, or you talk too much so now you quiet, or you quiet so you talk too much, or you shelter so you start partying a lot. Those little labels that your older family members put on you, or that you heard in childhood, are those times where people used to be like, oh, you're too goofy, why don't you just be serious sometimes, and now you're over serious. You're walking in a personality that's not even yours, Bookie. You're not even who you're supposed to be, because you're walking in labels that were put on you from people that don't like you, from people that was trying to silence you. Get out them labels, okay? Don't let nobody label you. Find your personality. Sit down with yourself and figure out, like, am I actually a talkative person, or do I like to be quiet? Am I a quiet person, or do I like to talk? So I had to realize, like, a lot of the time when I was mean, angry, sheltered and stuff, I was like that because I was labeled that growing up. I was labeled mean, stayed to myself, and rude. But in my head, I was never rude or labeled mean. I just stayed away because I knew how everybody felt about me. I heard all the things that my family members were saying about me. So I was like, I'm going to stay away from you guys. I'm not going to be around you guys and I hear what you're saying about me and my siblings. And let's say something real quick for the family members, the older generations that's before the kids now, or that you guys have family members that's speaking on you and your kids and stuff and all that. Listen, the kids hear you. The kids understand what you're saying. So don't think that it's okay to sit here and put labels or be mean on to kids, or talk down about kids and then wonder why the kid don't want to be around you, or wonder why your nieces or nephew don't want to be around you. I wonder why your granddaughters or grandsons don't want to be around you, or your little cousins or niece don't want to be around you, because they hear what y'all saying about them on them phone calls, in the car, or like, oh yeah, he a little slow in school. Oh, Billy Bob don't know what he's doing, this and that. He's just all complicated. He's always angry. We hear you. I know me and my siblings did growing up. We heard everything our family said about us, and it affected us so much that my siblings to this day are still walking into labels that was put on them. And I'm trying to break that. Where we hear this, we wasn't going to be nothing, this and that, we're disrespectful, all that. Those labels, we started walking into those labels, and those not even us. So I'm just saying, a public service announcement, stop putting labels on kids. Stop talking bad about children. That's in your family. You're breaking them. You're hurting them. You're making it harder for them when they get an adult. Don't do that. Nothing's cute about that. Let them be. Let them live. Don't do that. I hate that. And that's one thing I hate, because I know how it felt me hearing my own aunties talking about us and then trying to smile in my face. No, that's now I'm labeled mean because I'm not playing a wishy-washy game. I guess I'll be mean. Because I don't need extra traumas to be trying to heal from when I'm already a child. So now I'm already dealing with traumas as an adult. So just imagine the traumas y'all would have put on me if I stayed around y'all or dealt with y'all knowing y'all really didn't like me. You know, so just stop talking bad about people in your family. Just stop talking bad about people in general. You guys are harming people and hurting people. You hear me? Like, that is hurtful. Stop hurting people. And hurt people. That's the real of it. So stop hurting people. Aren't we trying to grow and be together and be one whole family and this and that? You got to let stuff go and grow and stop hurting people, period. If you don't like somebody, just stay away from them. Don't speak on them, because you're causing more harm and pain to that person. I know somebody on here knows what I'm saying. You know how it feels when somebody's always talking down on you or talking bad about you. Stop it. So then you go and start talking bad about people. Stop it. Don't you want to stop this nonsense? Stop it. Let's grow. Stop. It does not make any sense. But yes, Chandrea, calm down, Chandrea. But I'm just saying, it's so easy to stop this nonsense if we just speak up and say, hey, look, I understand you don't like her, but we're not finna sit on this phone and communicate about her, because we causing pain and problems to that girl. If it get back to her, now she's gonna be upset, and now that's gonna be something that she's gonna stop her from growing and healing, and this is not bringing us together. So let's just zip our mouths if we don't like it. Thank you. Just had to do a little rant for a second, but I know somebody felt me. This is what this is for. This podcast is for that realness, healing, growing, all that. This is what it's for. We're just getting started, y'all. And I want to say this to anybody out here that's watching, listening, whoever. Don't confuse yourself with not healing with this is just who I am. They're going to have to accept it or leave it. No, Bookie. Some things, yes, if you're goofy and then they don't like you being goofy, okay, yes. If you tall and they don't like tall people, okay, cool, that's something you can't change. But if you got a nasty attitude, if you just quote unquote want to be straightforward and stuff, or rude, or just say whatever comes to your mind, or nitpicky and this and that, because that's something I still have to work on as well, is I'm very straightforward and I say a lot of stuff that comes to my mouth. So I'm working on that. But don't confuse yourself with this is just who I am, they gonna accept it or leave it, with actually no, you're not trying to heal, you're not trying to grow, you're not trying to get correction, you're not trying to see people as people. So don't confuse the two, because it's two different things. You know the difference of, oh, I'm not healed, so I need to stay away from the person and grow a little bit, or shoot, I don't care, I'm gonna come in here with a sticky attitude and talk about anybody and this and that, and they hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt them, and they got issues, I got issues too. Oh well, so be it. I had to go through it, so they gonna go through it too. That's a big difference than I am who I am. It's two different things out here. Don't confuse the two. Let's not be crazy. We're not kids, we're grown. We know the difference between this is who I am and I'm not healing. Bookie, you need to go to therapy, you need some healing. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I ain't hear y'all. Thank you, Jesus. Because you should want to grow and change your environment. You just want to change your mindset. You should never be content on who you are today. You should want to be better than you were yesterday. So this is just who I am? No. I'm not even going to let nobody roll with that. This is the biggest thing. And I think I'm going to close out with this. Healing is for you and nobody else. Yes, I know I said a lot about being around other people and not being healed and traumatizing other people when you're not healed and hurt people. But the biggest thing about healing is it's for yourself. When you set yourself free, when you let go of past trauma, past hurt, past drama, past things that people weren't there for you, people didn't do things that you wanted them to do, all those situations, your childhood trauma, that is for you. So you can be released from the shackles of your past, so you could grow, so you could flourish, so God could do what he was called you to do. Do not let your past have a hold of your future. Healing is for you, so you could see so you could release the weight of all that inside of you that you just crushed down. Let it go. Release it. It's time to release it. Healing is for you. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you just want to be free? Like, let's do it. Let's get it started. Because healing, what is healing again? It's becoming sound and healthy again. Don't you want your mind to be fresh, renewed? Because I know I do. Shoot, it's a healing process every day. It's hard. It's different type of situations that is going to be different for you how to heal from. Like it's hard to heal relationships with your sisters or brothers. It's hard to heal from your mothers or fathers, or when somebody has abused you or this and that. Those are different topics, and I'm going to touch bases on all that, but it really starts with releasing all of that first and being able to forgive yourself and forgive the other persons before you go around them, if you want to be around them again, or before you want to move forward. You have to sit with that pain so you can heal and grow. Because if not, baby, you're going to be in the shackles forever. You're going to be your past going to hold you hostage like this. You ever been held hostage before by a man that like never left you alone? You at a gas station or something, and a man just keep on coming up to you, bothering you, and just walking you like you're good, and he just keep following you? That's your past following you if you don't let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. We don't have no excuses for 2024. We're healing and we're growing. You understand me? We're healing and we're growing. There's no excuses. Like my mama say, excuses are only valid to the ones that makes them. Come on. Because guess what? You wasn't ready for everything that happened to you, and you wasn't ready for everything that you would gain, but you wasn't also ready for everything you would lose in this healing journey. Let me say that again. You wasn't ready for everything you would gain during this healing process, but you also wasn't ready for everything you would lose during this healing journey. When you go through this journey and when you start this journey, oh baby, you finna lose yourself. I ain't gonna tell you it's gonna be easy. You're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna lose yourself like concept of things, your perspective of things. The way you think gonna change. Some friendships gonna be like, oh no, Bookie. Some relationships, oh no, Bookie. But then guess what? You also gonna gain some new relationships, new perspective, new love, new insight of people. You're gonna be able to love better. You're gonna be able to just be joyful again. You're gonna have your peace of mind. But you're gonna lose a few things during this thing. You might even lose your mind for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Lose your mind just for a second. For a second. But you're gonna gain it all back times 2. Don't forget about Job. He lost everything, but God gave it back to him twice as much, or 3 times as much. Because guess what? During this process, it ain't nothing easy. I'm going to tell y'all that now. It's not easy. But it's time for us to heal. It's time for us to grow. It's time for us to let our love show, be vulnerable, because we don't want to be stuck in our path. God got so much for us. But how is God going to bless you or me if we still worried about something that happened from 2013? he can't even do nothing new in our lives because we still focus about the past. He like, he waiting on you like, she gonna worry about this again today. He gonna worry about this again today. I can't even drop her husband off to her door because she's still mad at her ex and forgave him. Oh, I can't drop that business at her door because she's still mad that her business failed, this and that. Like, let it go, move forward, heal from it, deal with it, because it ain't no excuses, Bookie. Ain't none. I had all, and this is coming from somebody who had all the excuses in the world, who was rude as heck. Rude, nasty, didn't care for nobody else's opinion. Nobody can tell me nothing. Come on now. Cut people off in an instant. Now I'm like, that's just who they are, but I'm not going to change. I'm going to still give people love. This is coming from somebody like me. It's time to heal, y'all. It is. Enough is enough. God is tired. I'm tired. We all tired. You're tired. So it's time for us to heal. And yeah, this is the end of episode 1 of Healing with Chandrea. I hope I did good. I was a little nervous. I was all over the place, but we're just getting started, and I'm so grateful that you guys have tuned in. So subscribe, like, and comment, and tune in for the next episode. I might have a special guest with me this time. We don't know yet, but we're just getting started, and I'm so blessed to be able to be used in this matter to help myself grow and help you guys grow. And then also, next time, I'm going to leave a link in the bio, my description, so you guys can ask questions. If you guys have any questions that you guys want to ask, any ideas that you guys want me to do or talk about, I'm here. I'm open for it. I'm an open book. If you want to talk about how did I get over some past relationships, friendships, arguments, how did I restore the relationship with my mother, my sister, my brothers, whoever, my nana, my daddy, I'm an open book on this podcast, and we're just getting started. I just wanted to start it off with, it's time to heal, y'all. That's it. This is what it's going to be. It's time for us to heal. I ain't got nothing else to say. I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay covered, and let's let you know I love you, but Jesus love you more.